What's up, guys? This is City the One, the Media Warhead. Welcome back to the channel. It is the night before Halloween, but by the time that this is up and running, it will be Halloween. I made a promise to you guys that I would actually finish binge watching Stranger Things, and I did. I finished it like just now, actually. So I thought I'd rather do this review right away while it's all still fresh in my head right now. So we are gonna review this finally. Sorry, yeah, the glasses are out, guys. I mean, these contacts are so like I said, while it's still fresh, I'm just gonna do it. I've been watching at least 3 episodes per night. On actually no, on Saturday I watched the first three. Last night I watched the next four, and just before this I watched the final two. So it's been a bit of a, yeah. I've been keeping a schedule with this as well. Stranger Things 2. Let's get down to business. Plotline. It's basically about the basically Stranger Things season 2 is the obviously it's the aftermath of how season 1 ended, where Will Byers showed up back. He came back from the upside down, and Eleven destroyed the Demogorgon and ended up gone, basically. But unbeknownst to us, or everyone kind of knew actually, she was actually still alive. Will Byers comes back, and by the end of that season, he coughs out a worm from the upside down, and he has a flash of the upside down. Back in Stranger Things season 2, the start of that season picks up a few months after that, and it's around the Halloween period. I think the first episode, if I recall correctly, was I think the a day before Halloween or 2 days before Halloween. I'm not too sure. Everyone is still trying to adjust. Like the kids, the sheriff is trying to keep things low key on what actually happened with the lab, and the lab is still running the tests, so it's a bit of a mess up there. Will Byers and his mother, as well as the brother, they're all trying to get back to normality, which is quite difficult since what they've just gone through. Mike is still actually reeling over the loss of 11 as well. And he stayed up every night trying to actually get her. But unbeknownst to him, 11 is actually still alive. She made it out of the upside down, and the sheriff is actually looking after her. So yeah, Sheriff Hopper, Jim Hopper. What are the odds, eh? He'd be looking after 11. So it's quite revealing in the first episode already. And the further it goes, you find out that when Will actually ended up back in our universe, he's starting to see it double. He starts seeing our world, and then afterwards he starts seeing the upside down. It's almost like he is a being that is connecting the two worlds, because he is 1 minute is just in this regular world where we live in, and then the next one he is in the upside down and he's seeing creatures. He's very scared, and he's under the impression that it's not just back for him. It's the creatures are back are coming for everyone. Yeah, and the monster, it's way worse than the Demogorgon. It's called the Shadow Monster. That's what it's called, and it's like a smoke being, or it's like this huge being. It's way bigger than the Demogorgon. So it's like they upped it with the monsters over here. So yeah, okay, characters. Yeah, there has been a bit more, a lot more characters this season. For one, you get Mad Max, who is actually a woman, Maxine, who prefers to be called Max. She becomes this new friend, I would say. It's just not that easy, like, for her to be part of the group, because Mike is still under the loss of 11. And basically he sees like there's no way that this girl can be part of our group, and because she's not 11. But obviously she gains the liking of Lucas and Dustin, because they both like her. And so there was a bit of a triangle over there. We got to see a lot more of Will in this season. I mean, if I remember correctly, he wasn't part of the main cast of the first season. He wasn't even in every episode, if I'm not mistaken either. I know that yeah, he has been in every episode. He was part of the main cast, and you got to see a bit of his character a lot more, and you got to figure out a lot more about him. But we don't know him the way that everyone else there knows him, because he was just the boy that went missing and then he showed up again. So, and now we're seeing him in an aftermath, because we're not getting we're not seeing how exactly he was before. But they do get to explain that. Awesome. That was quite cool. And there's one of the new characters also is another guy played by Dr. Montgomery, Power Rangers guy. Yes, he is Mad Max's older brother. I'm not sure what their name is again. I'm not sure what his name is, but he is basically an abusive brother. You see it from the get-go. They were yelling. He was this fast driver. He was smoking. But basically, it's how like the older average criminal looking big brother of the 1980s is. So I got to see a lot more of that. And also Sean Astin was also in this. He played like a new love interest for Will Byers' mother. Yeah, quite sweet. And also Paul Reiser. He is a doctor that is part of Hawkins' lab that are still running tests. So yeah, that basically covers the major of the new cast. I'm just glad that this season just added stories that were outside of the main city itself. Okay, I don't want to give too much away, but she figured at the beginning of the first episode, you see there's another girl with a number 8 on her arm, and it's in the same fashion as the number 11 is on 11's arm. And she has the power to make people see or unsee whatever she desires. So she's also been an experiment of Hawkins. And she is in Pennsylvania. Yeah. She was there, and 11 goes looking for her because she found out that it wasn't just her. But obviously Hawkins needed her more, so she decided to go back to Hawkins. I want to talk about how everything just changed in this season. Yeah, the development of technology was explained, which was very cool actually. There was basically like photography, which Charlie Heaton, the guy that plays Will Byers' older brother, he was a photographer. There was the record players, and now in this season there were video cameras. So it's quite interesting to see like how it developed in the 80s. And finally, I want to talk about a controversy that has been going over on around this time. It is the controversy of episode 7. Yes, episode 7, titled The Lost Sister. It is the one where they bring up where 11 meets this girl with the manipulation powers for the first time. And a lot of people have said that it's just been like a throw over where it just it goes from one story to the next, which I think is not the case at all. First, episode 6, that involves also like one thing entirely. It involves what happens in Hawkins. So that's one story entirely. And then episode 7, it jumps to 11, figuring out about the past and going here, and then basically coming back to health. So I think that was actually a good idea, because there wasn't. I don't think it would have been. I don't think there would have been enough to explain in one episode. So they had to switch it up. Episode 6 and 7 happen simultaneously. What happens in there, it happens at the same time, and you figure this out in episode 7. There are a few things that interlink as well. So I don't have a problem with it. It's obviously a new approach. I'm not even upset about it. I'm actually astounded by it. It's actually interesting when two things when one thing comes out and then the next thing comes out, and then you figure out that they happen simultaneously. So that is always interesting to me. It's the same like there's one movie, and then you figure out in the next movie that this happened in the past, and then it goes back to after that. That always interests me. I don't want to give this series a verdict because it's basically the same as the first season, and unfortunately I can't give it. I don't want to give a rating for the first season because we are not talking about the first season. Yeah, it was. I wouldn't say that it was better than the first. I would say it's probably on the same level. It's because it's basically the same story. It's the upside down. So that was like the same, and then you get the development of technology. You get the lab still running tests, and then you get the extra girl that you figure out was also an experiment. There's a lot of these things that you look at, and it's basically I would say it's the same, but it kind of broadens your perspective on what is actually happening. I don't think we're gonna even get answers to this upside down here, because there's already too much happening here that we have to understand. And if things keep on crossing over, I don't think that all the scientists are gonna figure it out in the first place. Yeah. The ending of this season, and season 3 is already in the works. They renewed it before season 2 actually aired, and they said that they have the desire to conclude it with a 4th season and a 5th season. But I don't know if the 5th season is true. I think maybe they changed their minds over the past few months, because they said they had the desire to conclude it with a 4th season. But I'm guessing that they added like a 5th season because they don't have that. They don't have enough. They have too much to cram into one season, possibly. So that could be like a reason. But I don't know if So if that is the case or not. But seeing where season 3 is going, I'm guessing the Upside Down will be brought back in. As a matter of fact, I think so for sure that it's going to be brought back in. And I also see a bit of. I also see that we will be exploring a lot more on Eleven's past, because they just started it. They gave minor clues as to who she was, and then now they gave it a definite answer, along with the other girl. Along with number 8, she also has like this history. So we might even be seeing people that were involved with 11 back in the lab, and along even with number 8 as well. So that'll be quite cool to see. I mean, they might even come after them. But what I really want is I want that girl. I want number 8 to show up in Hawkins, at least. I want that, exactly, because I think that'll be like a penultimate thing. That'll make it even more interesting, because that is the 11's the only person that the rest of them know. Everyone else in Hawkins know, but they don't know that there's another one out there. She didn't tell anyone. 11 didn't tell anyone, so that'll be quite cool to see. But yeah, that's my review. It's basically as good as the first. And it's downer that it was a bit of the same, but it gets some points on like giving a bit of 11's past, and also how like the year has progressed, and yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. But anyway, this has been my review. I'm glad I could actually binge watch it and then record this for you guys for Halloween. So that's the end of the review. Thanks guys for watching, and like I say, everyone that is watching, let me know what you guys think about it. I mean, I just want to know, like, if the hype was worth it, if it wasn't, what do you want to see in season 3? Where do you think they're gonna end season 4 or 5? But yeah, Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.